It looks like the Wizards might have changed their mind at number one. Let's talk about it. It's the Hoops Nerd Show. All right, guys, like always, like the video, subscribe to the channel. So, late last night, Mark Stein dropped a few little bombs and basically changed how we might be looking at this number one and who might be going to the Utah Jazz. Here's what Stein said. With only a few days to go before Tuesday night's first round of the NBA draft, multiple draft experts have passed along that they legitimately believe Washington could select Kansas' Darryn Peterson over BYU's AJ Dybantsa with the number one overall pick. Increased consideration is the way one well-placed insider put it. All right, so certainly sounds like some of the news we've heard recently about Darryn Peterson being very confident that he will go number one, canceling his workout, not just with the Utah Jazz, but with anyone else. Certainly feels like that has some real legs. Now, it doesn't say they are going to do that. It says increased consideration, legitimate chance that he could go number one. Stein continues, Peterson's camp, of course, expects to invalidate such expectations and prevail in a photo finish. The Wizards, as you've surely heard by now, are the only team being granted a workout with the Kansas Star in advance of the draft. And we know that it's not just been one. Peterson has had multiple workouts with the Wizards, including outside of Washington in LA. Now, just a quick note on that. You could probably take that either way. I actually was listening to Colin Cowherd, and sometimes the way he's going to take his take basically is how he reads a quote. Like if you read a quote with like thunderclouds and dark music, it means, oh, they've had 3 workouts with him. What does that mean? Or if it's happy, exciting music, it's, oh, they've had 3 workouts with him. They love him, right? You could take that either way. One of the interesting quotes from Darryn Peterson was that he was surprised how much they were asking about his background. So maybe they already know about the talent, but they just want to make sure on him. Is that a sign that they want to pick him? Maybe. Is it a sign that they're worried that maybe it's a problem? Who knows? It's just another data point. We don't know for sure. How would this affect the Jazz? Would they take Darryn Peterson or AJ Dybantsa number 2? My guess is yes. If the Wizards take Darryn Peterson and AJ Dybantsa's there, here's what Mark Stein says. Yet we can certainly say this much now. Jazz owner and BYU alumnus Ryan Smith would undoubtedly be giddy with this outcome, especially just 1 year removed from the Jazz going 17-65 to post the league's worst record and coming away with the 5th pick in the Cooper Flag sweepstakes. Does Dybantsa slipping to number 2 this June for Smith and his Jazz would be a dream? And I agree. And here's what we've got to take from this in reality. Yes, we know that the Jazz have increased consideration for Cam Boozer. I actually have a really cool video tonight I'm excited to share with you guys where I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Absolutely, the Jazz should be having, like the Wizards have with Darryn Peterson, increased consideration for Cam Boozer. But I have a really hard time believing that if the Wizards take Darryn Peterson 1, that Utah would not take AJ Dybantsa number 2. I would be shocked. I think Utah would go into a complete meltdown if AJ Dybantsa's there on the board with Darryn Peterson gone, and if the Jazz went with Cam Boozer. I just kind of feel like there would be pitchforks at the Delta Center if that happened, is my guess. But you never know. The Jazz are going to pick who they believe is the best. I personally think that if the Jazz had the number 1, I kind of have a feeling that they would take Darryn Peterson 1. The talent with Peterson, guys, is through the roof. And it's why I think the Wizards are nervous. I think the Wizards are scared because this is a situation where you've got 2 tier 1 prospects, Both are likely going to end up to be top 10 players. That's what's crazy about the Jazz jumping to number 2 in this draft is it doesn't really matter if they were 1 or 2. They were going to get a top 10 caliber player, potential MVP player. But that's the thing that I think the Wizards are terrified of. Because what if they take AJ Dybantsa and Darryn Peterson is fine, and every rumor we've heard from, good sources is the Jazz believe that his medicals are great. Kristen Peak talked about that of all 30 teams that had his medicals, nothing has leaked about there being an issue. So really it's coming down to the Wizards picking between 2 players, and it would be pretty rough if they pick one, and let's say it's like a Dybantsa and he's an all-NBA player, and then they send Darryn Peterson to the Jazz and he becomes SGA and becomes an MVP and the Jazz win a title. That's terrifying. And vice versa. What if Darryn Peterson is like a top 8, top 9 player, the playmaking doesn't really come along, and AJ Dybantsa at 6'9" with his incredible athleticism and work ethic improves his three-point shot, improves his decision-making, improves his defense, and becomes the best player in the NBA, right? It's terrifying because you only get one shot at this and you want to make the best pick possible. I gotta say, I'm excited either way, because I think both outcomes are possible. Darryn Peterson's skill level combined with his talent is just 10 out of 10. If you're playing NBA Jam, it's full greens, right? And the same goes with Darryn Peterson. It's like full greens across the board on NBA Jam. And these two are going to be competing for their entire career. They're likely going to be playing off of each other with Team USA. It's going to be extremely fun. It's just a terrifying decision. And I think the other element of this that you've got to also watch is that these teams are playing games, right? The other thing that Mark Stein mentioned in that article is that Cam Boozer is not being considered at number 1. It is a 2-man race with the Wizards. Those two, that's it. And I think there may be an element of them trying to bait the Jazz into some sort of trade, because I wonder if they just have them right here. What if they're just equal, right? They're both first-team All-NBA guys. You can't go wrong. If they're both first-team All-NBA, which is very possible, Cam Boozer might be first-team All-NBA as well. You can't go wrong. Then maybe it's worth trying to get the Jazz to trade for that pick, and then you get, someone else. The trade we've heard them say, which is ridiculous, by the way. Ace Bailey is not up for trade, but that Ace Bailey might be someone the Jazz would be willing to trade to move up to number 1. The Jazz do not love AJ Dybantsa more, or that much more, than Darryn Peterson, at least from all the reporting we've seen. They just don't view him like that. They're happy with either one. And that is the blessing of the number 2, is they put all this pressure on the Wizards, so we shouldn't be surprised that this stuff's happening. All right, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel, shout out to the members, shout out to the All-Stars. I appreciate you very much. I will talk to you next time.